Hello, and welcome to 3-Tune Tuesday for Tuesday, April the 28th. I am your host, Bonaparte, and with me is your hostess, Yulia.
Hello.
So we spent some time late last week, before we recorded. We were discussing, what should we do this week? We did wax cylinders, and then we had 420.
That was a shambolic episode.
It was shambolic.
And I need to apologize to our listeners because that did not go as well as I thought it would. So to our listeners, to all 14 of you, we're sorry.
Yes. Thank you for coming back.
Yeah, thanks for hanging in there.
Yeah, we've got a better show lined up this week.
Honestly,
Yeah,
no place to go but up.
Yeah, less shenan.
Yeah.
Less shenan. So we ended up deciding on a very simple theme this week, with the theme being April.
Yes.
Yes.
Not that we're at the end of it.
We're at the end of it. So, yeah, maybe next week we'll do May. I don't know. We'll do something.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, no, next week will be Cinco de Mayo.
What about Billy Murray Day?
That's later in May.
Is it? Okay.
Yes. Yeah,
I don't want to miss that.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
Yeah, we'll put it on the calendar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so it's Cinco de Mayo?
Sure.
Okay.
I like it.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. There you have it, folks.
Yes. This week we have April. Next week we have Cinco de Mayo.
Yes.
It was easy to come up with songs this week.
Yeah, because I don't know why, but April seems to be a theme that people are inspired by.
Yes.
Songwriters there's been poetry and songs and everybody, likes to wax poetic about April.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm thinking of April in Paris, and I'm thinking of, these are more modern examples, obviously, but April in Paris, we all know, Count Basie. But even, modern composers like Prince, for example, sometimes it snows in April.
Right.
And yeah, so for whatever reason, people are inspired.
Yes.
By April. And maybe it's because, things start to get green around this time of year. March has given way to the warmer weather of April, and it starts to rain, and everything starts to become lush and green and verdant, and life just springs forth. And maybe that's what the inspiration is.
I think that's a lot of it. The winter has ended. The worst of it is behind us now.
Yeah.
We've got some, nice rainy weather, which is going to bring forth nice things.
Yeah. Hope so.
Yeah. And so prevalent were the songs that, I even decided to forego Today in History.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, then we're just going to start with a song aptly named April Showers.
Okay.
Yes. This does have words to it. It was from the musical extravaganza named Bombo.
Bombo. I've actually heard of Bombo.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But go on.
Okay. Let's talk about the song. The artist, Charles Harrison, was an American tenor. He was born in Jersey City.
Huh.
Yeah, not far from here.
Hey, listen, Jersey City's a neat town.
Never been.
Oh, I went to a wedding there. Actually, in Jersey City, there's a great park. I think it's a national park. Actually, it's. We'll go sometime. The name of it is escaping me, but it's like Liberty something or other, and
okay.
and it's people would. It's not Ellis Island, obviously, but people would. It was the disembarkation point or deembarkation. People got off the boat. And there used to be a massive train station there in Jersey City that would take you pretty much anywhere along the eastern seaboard. And you can see the remnants of the old train lines that would take you basically wherever you wanted to go. So imagine, you arrive in the United States and
right.
and you don't know the language necessarily, and suddenly there's all of these trains and you have to pick which one. You have to pick one.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
So if you don't really know where you're going, I imagine it's probably like, well, I guess one of these trains is as good as the next.
It'll get me somewhere.
Yeah. But But yeah, it's a neat place. We'll go sometime. But yeah, Jersey City, sorry, major tangent, but Jersey City is actually a pretty neat place.
There's no tangent in this show because it's all about just talking about things that come to mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, this guy, what was his name?
Charles Harrison.
Born in Jersey City.
Born in Jersey City. He had an interesting story behind his career. He started recording for the Columbia Phonograph Company in 1911 and recorded an extensive repertoire of operatic and concert songs. And he sung ultimately for Columbia, Victor, Edison, and Emerson, the big ones of the day, with Emerson and Edison being the smaller of the four. Victor Records advertised him as a voice in a million, but interestingly, he did not successfully make the switch to electric recording.
Huh.
Right.
Why?
I have not been able to figure that out yet.
What did they deem a success? Like successfully transitioning to electronic recording. Like I can see, like for example, when film went from silence to talkies.
Some people's voices were just awful.
A lot of people, a lot of actors, a lot of the silent film actors found it difficult, found it challenging to do anything but silence because suddenly they had to take elocution lessons and actually learn how to speak.
Right.
So, yeah, that's interesting. I wonder why they didn't care for him and his singing. Oh, hi, Faith.
There's a cat.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's worth digging.
Yeah, we'll find more out about that. We'll get it up on the show notes.
Yeah, let me know.
Yeah, but ultimately, his career slowed, and his later solo records were for Edison, who never did migrate to electric recording. The Edison label ended up closing up in like 1927.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a neat story nonetheless.
Yeah.
Yeah. The composer was Louis. I was going to say Louis Slivers, but that's not correct. It's Louis Silvers. Was a Broadway conductor. Mm-hmm. And he ultimately was the musical director for The Jazz Singer in 1927.
Yeah.
So the composer knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the lyricist was B.G. De Silva, who wrote a lot of positive songs back in the day.
That name sounds familiar to me.
Yeah. Yeah, so the song itself was originally introduced by Al Jolson in Bombo.
Okay.
So it's really an Al Jolson song more than anything else, because anything that he sung was his.
Yeah.
But yeah, here it is recorded by Charles Harrison.
And you said which label?
This is the Victor label in 1922.
1922. Okay, let's hear it.
Life is not a highway strewn with flowers, still it holds a goodly share of bliss. When the sun gives way to April showers, here's the point that you should never miss. Though April showers may come your way, they bring the flowers that bloom in May. So if it's raining, have no regrets, because it isn't raining rain, you know. It's raining violets, and where you see clouds upon the hills, you soon will see have no regret, because it isn't raining rain, you know, it's raining violets, and where you see clouds upon the hills, you soon will see crowds of daffodils. So keep on looking for a bluebird and listening for his song. Whenever April showers come along.
Interesting.
I liked it.
Cute song.
Yeah.
I theorize that he probably didn't make the switch to electric recording very well because how can I say this? So we talked earlier about elocution,
Yes.
right? You could understand every single word he was saying, but that's only because he exaggerated it so much.
Oh,
He
I see.
rolled all of his R's
Right.
and
Right.
really, kind of a la we talked earlier too about Billy Murray.
Right.
Billy Murray was really good at that too. You could understand everything he said. But I suspect that maybe this gentleman who sang this continued to try to sing the same way for electronic recordings.
Right.
Or electric recordings. I
yeah.
keep saying that. Tried to do the same thing with electric recordings and just couldn't break the habit. And on an electric recording, that's going to sound ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely.
It already sounds slightly ridiculous to our ears because it just seems over-affected, right?
Right.
But what folks today don't really realize is that you almost had to do that
Right.
in order to be successful and have successful analog recordings like that.
Yeah.
While we were listening, I did look up Bombo, and that was a vehicle for Al Jolson.
Oh,
That whole film was a vehicle for Al Jolson, and I don't know that it was ever committed to film, but I have heard about it, and I want to say that somebody did make a film version of it, but maybe we don't see it so much because I think that there's probably a lot of like minstrel stuff in there.
Yeah, Al Jolson was definitely known for blackface.
Right. And there's, Give Me My Mammy is one of the songs in here.
Right.
So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and guess that it's probably got
Yeah.
a lot of minstrel show stuff. But yeah, the musical has a thin story designed to showcase Jolson, this is from Wikipedia, by the way, who was at the height of his popularity. Songs were added by several composers during the run of the show so that by the end of the run, there were more songs by composers other than Romberg than by him. So yeah, the musical was originally, the lyricist was Harold Attridge, and the music was written by Sigmund Romberg. But yeah, it just sort of like the Blob, it just sort of absorbed songs during its run.
Right. Okay.
Which is very strange. Yeah. But I guess they let it have a life of its own.
Right.
And it absorbed all of these shows, it's amazing. You would never find that today. Because musicals today are just so tightly produced that you can't do that.
Right.
Songs were added by several composers during the run of the show so that by the end of the run, there were more songs by composers other than Romberg than by him. The success of the musical on Broadway led to a national tour. Yeah. So, let's see. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I can see why they don't do this anymore. So the plot, Gus, played by Jolson in blackface,
Of course.
is a man living in Genoa, Italy in 1921 who finds himself transported back in time to Spain in 1492. Adopting the name Bombo, Gus meets the explorer Christopher Columbus, because why not, and becomes a slave whom Columbus brings along on his first voyage to the New World. That's gross.
Yes.
That's gross. So, yeah.
Yeah.
That's Bombo.
That's Bombo. But it was a nice song.
Yeah, it was a cute song. I like the song. But yeah, interesting how history changes the way we perceive
It
things
does.
now.
And
that's important.
Well, and that's one of the reasons why we do this show as well.
Yeah. When it's okay to let history change the way you see things.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just as long as we don't lose sight of history at the same time.
Correct.
You know what goes great with April showers?
That was terrible.
No, it was good. I liked it.
What goes great with April showers?
A hot cup of coffee.
Of course it does, because you know what? A cup of coffee goes great with everything.
It's true. It was a good segue.
No, it wasn't. I'm sorry. You know I love you, but that was bad. That was one of your worst.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, challenge accepted. I'll make them much worse now.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Yeah. So tell us about coffee.
Well, I'm not sure I can.
Should I?
Please do.
Okay. All right. So in order to help keep this shit show afloat, we sell coffee. That's our side hustle. We are passionate about a great deal of things, but we are really passionate about vintage media, and we're also passionate about coffee. We are borderline obsessed with it. And in that vein, we want to share our obsession with you and at the same time help us stay afloat. So we have a website. It is Skeleton Brew. Sorry. It is skeletonbrew.coffee. And there you will find all of the various roasts that we have on offer. We've got 6 that we keep up all year round. Yes. And we have seasonal roasts too. We follow the wheel of the year because we are hippie Wiccan people.
Yep.
And we are trying to follow the wheel of the year. And pretty soon we'll be upon Beltane.
That is correct. And our Beltane coffee and tea are available already.
Hooray.
Yes.
It is Beltane, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Beltane. Yeah, May 1st.
Yes.
Yeah. So go ahead and head on over to check out our coffee. Again, that's skeletonbrew.coffee. We're very proud of the coffee that we offer because not only is it really good coffee, and if it were terrible, I would not say it was good, honestly, because I don't like to lie. But besides that, we're proud of it because we source the beans ethically.
Yes.
We try to support growers who are people of color, who are women. We really do try to make this as positive for everybody at every step of the way. We have contracted with an independent roaster who does all of the roasting themselves. It's a small business. We are part of a co-op who buys the beans that helps us keep our prices down.
Yes.
And besides that, when you order coffee, it's probably going to be the freshest, best coffee that you've ever had because it is roasted on demand. We do not roast the beans until you order.
That is correct. Yes.
And you will be able to tell when it lands upon your doorstep. You will open your door and you will smell that coffee.
And it will be a very pleasant aroma.
Yes. Yeah. And one of the other benefits of buying coffee from us is that we donate $1 of everything that we sell on the Skeleton Brew website to public media.
Yes.
Because that is something that we're also really passionate about, especially in these incredibly weird, getting weirder by the day, getting weirder by the hour, it seems, times that we live in. It is really important that we support public independent media because that is going to be our best chance of getting accurate information, number one, and also two, people speaking truth to power and people holding people accountable. That's ultimately what a free press does. It's accountability.
Exactly. And the nice thing about public broadcasting, or the good thing about public broadcasting, is they are also not beholden to shareholders.
Right. And for a lot of people, especially in underserved communities, they rely very heavily on public media.
Yes.
Which is why public media has come into the crosshairs and is being attacked and funds are being taken away from public media because the folks who stand to benefit from getting rid of public media know the power of public media.
That is absolutely correct.
You can see where they're threatened. You can see pretty easily where they're threatened. So that's what we have in terms of skeletonbrew.coffee, but we also have super secret special coffee.
We do.
It's not so secret. You want to talk about that?
Yes, that is our No Kings brand. It is available at nokings.coffee. Quick aside, we are not officially affiliated with No Kings at all. We just like what they do and what they stand for, and we like to be able to support it. So to that end, for any item purchased off the No Kings website, nokings.coffee, we will donate $2 to Indivisible because we believe that what they do is worth our support and worth fighting for. And on the No Kings website, you will find 3 and only 3 coffee roasts.
Nokings.coffee.
No
not
Kings.
the No Kings website.
Correct.
If you go to the No Kings website, you're going to find a lot of great information, but not coffee.
Correct.
Sorry.
Yes. At the nokings.coffee website, there are 3 coffee roasts. They are Liberté, Égalité, and Fraternité.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. And there are also a handful of coffee and anti-fascist, not Antifa, related accessories. We've got some mugs up there. We've got some coasters for said mugs. And we have our car magnets featuring 2 of our cats who like to bite fascists.
Yes. And $2 from every purchase made, like you said.
Every item purchased.
Every item purchased.
Every item purchased.
Do beg your pardon.
Yes.
So if you buy, let's say, a bag of coffee and a sticker and a mug, $2 from each of those purchases.
Yes.
So $6 will go to Indivisible. And Indivisible is a great organization because they're the ones who are kind of organizing the resistance at a huge level. There are a lot of people who are resisting, and supporting any one of them is a good idea.
Yes.
So please bear that in mind as you consider supporting resistance in your way. But yeah, Indivisible is what we're choosing to support with our nokings.coffee website because they're doing incredible work. And you will be able to find resources both on the Indivisible website as well as our own nokings.coffee website. We're keeping sort of a running list of...
Doing our best.
Yeah,
bear
it's
in mind
hard.
that there's only 2 of us here, and we're living our lives. We have day jobs. We have, activities beyond that. And we're running a couple of hustles. So we might be a little behind in some things. It's just the 2 of us doing the best we can. And we're trying to do our best to keep it a hub of information.
Right. And sort of piggybacking on that, we're all just individuals just trying to live our lives, right? So we encourage other people to also do what you can. It doesn't have to be much. Just do what you can.
Yeah, exactly.
We're doing what we can.
Yep.
And we encourage you all to do what you can as well at whatever level you're comfortable doing it at. And if that means that you just buy coffee from our website, that's fine too.
Yes, absolutely.
But if you want to do more, hey, there's lots of work to be done.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So head on over to skeletonbrew.coffee and or nokings.coffee and check out what we've got. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. We'll talk about our socials later. But if you have any questions or you want some recommendations, we'll be happy to chat with you.
Absolutely. Moving on to song 2. We had April showers. And if you're young, April showers might lead to April sighs.
April sighs?
It's raining again, Mom. So April Sighs is our next song.
April Sighs, S-I-G-H-S.
Yes. Exactly.
Like that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. April Sighs is recorded on the Vocalion Records label.
Oh, we don't get too many of that.
We don't get too many of those. They were a lesser-known label, but they still put out some really good songs.
Okay.
Yeah. If memory serves, they were interesting in the sense that their shellac records were brown and not black.
Oh.
Yeah.
Use different materials or like...
Oh, I think it was slightly different materials, but, particularly with vinyl, there's no reason that the vinyl needs to be black. It's just a standard.
What exactly is shellac?
It's shellac. Let me see if I can talk this through because it's been a while since I have.
Okay.
Shellac, the raw material shellac comes from a tree.
Okay.
And it is used to make hard, brittle material. It was at one point used for the production of guns, at least not for the entire gun, but a good part of it.
Oh, what was that?
That was my tablet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So
for the
it's
production of guns, like what part of the gun?
I think the handles more than anything. But shellac itself it's similar to rubber, but harder and more brittle. Whereas rubber can be molded a lot easier. Once shellac is molded, it's brittle.
Okay. All right. So it's liquid. It's either distilled or like boiled down or something from a tree.
Right, exactly.
And it's a material that then will harden?
Yes.
Okay.
And it was used because it became hard enough that it could be engraved on with the recording stylus.
And also offered a measure of durability.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it's not like vinyl was a thing back then.
Oh, correct. That vinyl wasn't a thing until, I want to say, the 40s.
Yeah.
And it was still 78 RPM.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, that's when they started using, I believe it was actually during World War II, that vinyl that we know it was designed and developed because shellac was needed for the war effort.
Yeah. Oh, how interesting. Yeah. I think vinyl was vinyl a DuPont invention?
I know that nylon, I believe, was.
I know nylon was. Yeah.
That rings a bell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's something, that's a dive worth taking.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's interesting. So because they had to, because of the war effort, they used shellac they invent vinyl records.
Yes.
And now it just stuck because it was better. It was superior.
It was superior, definitely.
Yeah.
You know, the sound quality at the time was the same, maybe slightly superior.
Yeah.
The vinyl records themselves were, because they were flexible, were more durable. A shellac record, if you drop it, it broke.
Oh, yeah, it shatters in a million pieces.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Vinyl, if you drop it, there's a scratch on the record, but it's still usable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. I wonder why they kept it at 78 RPM, because I remember, when I used to have a collection of 45s. Mm-hmm. And it was sort of a mishmash of 45s that had been my mom's and my dad's and then mine, and I think my brother had a couple of in there, and it was just like a stack of 45s.
Right.
And I remember in that stack of 45s, it was a Victor label record. I remember it was black.
Okay.
Like it had a black label on it, and it was very definitely Victor. And it was a recording of the Siamese Cat song from Lady and the Tramp.
Oh, yeah.
But I want to say it was 78 RPM.
That would not surprise me at all.
And I remember going to play it. I had one of those little, kind of like your little the little Crossley.
Yeah, the portable.
The portable with the handle, little suitcase record player, right? And I remember I couldn't play it on my little suitcase record player because I had two choices. I had 45
or
33 and a third.
Right.
And so I would have to, when it came to playing that one, I had to go to the big stereo in the living room and play it on there. But I wonder why they kept it at 78 RPM.
I have an answer for
you.
Okay. So, back initially, during the wax cylinder era, there was no standard. Every recording company did what they did. And the cylinder players, were also analog, and that, you were just referring to the 33 and a third to 45 switch. Uh-huh. The cylinder players on the old phonographs instead had a padded brake that you could use to speed up or slow down the spin of the
I think we talked about that on our cylinder episode.
We did, yes. And so with the cylinders, they could be spun anywhere between 110 to 160 RPM.
Whoa.
And the move to shellac, to the discs, made that better, but there was still no standard. So the Edison record spun at 80. Victor spun at 78. Columbia spun at 78. I want to say the Emersons did something different. Vocalion did something a little bit different. There was no standard yet. The reason that they were all roughly in that area or faster was, the record is essentially one long groove.
Right.
And they needed a longer part of that groove to get sound out. Otherwise, it would just sound like, because the sound is encoded in the grooves.
Yeah.
And the less groove you have, the poorer the sound was.
Okay.
So, interestingly, in the early 40s, RCA Victor had come up with a 33 RPM format. It did not pick up. It was not successful, so they abandoned it, and they moved to the 45 RPM with two goals in mind. One is, a smaller amount of material, still one song per side.
Yes, we're not talking LPs. We're
not
talking
LPs were in the early 60s.
Yeah.
But smaller amount of space, so they could fewer materials, more cost effective.
Yeah.
And then I actually want to say it was Columbia that ultimately began coming out with the 33 RPMs, which were successful because now a 12-inch record could hold like 22 and a half minutes of music per side.
Yeah.
As opposed to 4. No, that's a huge, huge difference.
Game changer, yeah.
Right. And so Columbia was very successful with that. RCA Victor stayed successful with the 45 RPMs because the large middle was perfect for a jukebox.
Oh. So that still doesn't quite explain why that one was at 78 RPM.
Well, because it was 78 RPM because they needed that much speed for the sound engraving on the record.
Even on this vinyl record?
Even on the vinyl. The material was, until they improved their recording techniques,
I see.
the material was irrelevant.
I see.
There
So
were-
this had everything to do with the recording technique and not necessarily...
Exactly.
Okay.
In fact, there's no reason that shellac or vinyl needs to be used. I forget the name of the company that did it, but they sent out a Song of the Week, and it was on cardboard.
Stop it.
I kid you not. It was
What?
on cardboard. And it was just a small little groove that was good enough to play music. And back during the time of communist Russia, when music was heavily censored, there was a Russian that wanted to share Western music. He ended up devising a way of encoding or recording on X-ray film.
Stop.
So people would get this X-ray film, put it on their record player, and play it like that.
Well, I can remember. Now this is, I'm going back in my memory to like literally single digits, which was a long time ago. I can remember having like a thin sheet of vinyl, plastic, something that came like, now this is different from the books and records that we got as kids. I don't know if you had those as kids.
Oh, yeah.
The book and record. I loved those.
Yeah.
I loved those. I played the hell out of them. But I remember having a book that actually had like a tear out sheet that you could put on your record player.
Too neat.
And it was, when you looked at it in the sun, it was literally like in a square shape, but
Yeah.
it had a circular, you could see the grooves in it, and you could put it on your record player,
Right.
and you could play it like a record, like a 45. Or I guess it was probably a 33. I'm not sure.
Regardless.
But yeah. But that probably was kind of like a direct, that was probably like the direct result of this guy in Russia who figured out how to put,
Right.
how to get that technology, how to put recording on X-ray film.
Right.
That's really fascinating.
Oh, it is. It is.
It's subversive and I love it.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so we're going to exit the off-ramp. We're going to get back on the main highway here.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's all good.
I ask questions because I know that, not only do I need to know, But I'm sure that there are other people out there who are listening to this stuff that don't know as
sure.
well. Yeah. So that's why I ask.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm not trying to derail you. It's all information.
It is. Yeah.
Anyway, so back to April.
April Sighs. April Sighs is a whistling record.
No.
A whistling song. It's a whistling solo with an orchestra.
My favorite.
I know, you say that. But back in the early 20s, whistling songs were very famous. They were in demand. Whistling solos, whistling records. The flip side to this particular record was The Bird at the Waterfall, which was also a whistler.
I am so angry.
Let's jump right into it so you can, really focus your anger, and we'll move on after that.
Okay.
The best part of that song were the facial expressions from Yulia during it.
Yeah, that makes for great podcasting.
Yeah.
I look, I'm struggling. I'm struggling to find something nice to say.
I can.
Okay.
Despite the whistling, the fact that they were able to record that acoustically, I think is amazing.
Well, yeah. Okay. So let's talk about that. I feel like the quality of that recording was exceptional. And I don't know if it's because, and you and I talked off mic about this, I don't know if it's because after it was digitized, maybe they cleaned it up a little bit, but
right.
the quality of that one was exceptional. You could hear all of the instruments in spite of the person who was whistling. And everybody, it sounded very clear to me. Like I could
right.
very clearly hear the oboe and the clarinet and the tuba and all of that stuff.
Interestingly, that also goes away to show how this particular record was not played all that much.
Yeah, because the more they played, they would deteriorate.
Exactly.
Right? With every play, it just wore it down just a little bit more.
Exactly.
A little bit more.
Yeah.
Huh. So they didn't play this one that often.
Correct.
Oh, I wonder why. Oh my God. Well, also, I mean, my personal feelings about that whistling aside, whoever was doing that was actually, I would guess that who was the whistler in this? Do you have
I do know.
a name?
It is Sybil Sanderson Fagan.
Well, Fagan was probably also a bird caller, because the bird calls were actually pretty spot on. I could hear some actual bird calls in there, and that was not done by a bird whistle. That was done by a person imitating a bird, and that was pretty good.
Yeah.
I actually kind of appreciated that. But that is where my admiration ends. So sorry if you are a Whistler fan. I am not. That was annoying.
Well, two of her other notable titles include The Birds in the Brook and A Day in the Florida Woodland, both parts 1 and 2.
Oh, my gourd.
Yes.
Wow. Well, we all have our talents. We all have our unique gifts that we can share with the world. So, Sybil, sis, hats off to you. You found your niche.
So we had spoken earlier today, right before that song, about the difference between shellac and vinyl and 33 RPM and such. And I would like to invite everyone to go check out the Blind Skeleton website and our blogs, because I have written blog articles specifically on that.
Oh.
And they are up there.
Okay.
Yes.
And how do we get there?
You would open up your web browser of choice, depending if it's Firefox or Chrome or Brave or any of the others. And in the URL bar, you would type in https://blindskeleton.one.
O-N-E.
That's .one. And I apologize for that. I don't apologize for it.
Why you gotta be like that? Why you gotta be smart? Why you gotta be... You couldn't just give an answer. You had to be a smart ass.
I did.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
So, yeah, point your browser, whatever it is, to blindskeleton.one, and you can check out all of the handiwork of Bonaparte over here. He plugs away at blog posts, and he finds interesting tidbits to share in terms of all things vintage media. We like to cover vintage film, vintage music, vintage photography, all that stuff.
Yes.
It's pretty good. It's a neat website, and there's a kind of a potpourri of all kind of stuff there for your vintage enjoyment.
Yes. And I know that we've said it before. As soon as I write down, I will print out, in fact, all of Yulia's information for her, and she can start making blog posts as well.
Oh, you don't know what you're unleashing.
The Kraken.
That's right.
Yes.
I have a keyboard, and I'm not afraid to use it.
She hits me with it. It's true.
No. But over on the Blind Skeleton website, you will also find links to our socials. So if you want to reach out to us, all of that is there. We only are actually on Blue Sky.
Yes.
Because it's the only social media that we kind of jive with these days.
Right.
You can also find links to our email addresses there and other ways to get in touch with us. I think there's a web form to fill out as well.
There's a web form. Yeah.
And we also have a phone number if you wanted to give us a call, 302-609-1925. You can call that. You can leave us a voicemail. We promise we won't pick up. We got to do a live broadcast at some point and have people call in.
We absolutely do.
Yeah.
We'll need to find the right time, right thing, right place for it.
100%.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the meantime, call, leave us a voicemail, say hi, tell us where you're listening from. Tell us, whatever suggestions you might have. If you have a suggestion for a song or a subject matter that you would like us to cover, that's a good place for you to leave it.
Yeah, absolutely.
We would love to hear from you. And while you are over on the Blind Skeleton website, if you sign up for our newsletter, you are entitled to a free 2-ounce sample of our coffee.
Yes, absolutely. We believe in our coffee that much that we believe you will like it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And our newsletter has yet to really get up off the ground. But once it does, we hope that we will be able to present some interesting things, a sort of summary of interesting things we've been writing about and some of the things we've been watching and listening to, and also opportunities to meet blind skeleton
Yes.
in the wild.
Exactly.
Sometimes we go up to the Colonial Theater and we like to watch silent films up there.
Yeah.
We might even have maybe some special presentations of our own.
Correct.
Maybe we'll screen a silent film and have our coffee for sale someplace in the wild at some point soon.
I think that would be a grand idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but the only way you're going to know about it is if you sign up for the newsletter.
Yep.
So please do head on over to blindskeleton.one, check us out, get in touch, get your coffee, and see what we're all about.
Indeed. Now, after April showers and then April sighs, finally comes April smiles.
April smile.
April smiles. And that is what we have for you next. We have April Smiles from 1918
Ooh.
on the Emerson label from the Emerson Military Band, which of course would have been their house band. So there are no lyrics behind this. It's strictly a musical,
Okay.
instrumental number. And, well, there's not really a whole heck of a lot to say about it beyond that, other than it's an instrumental. It was composed by Maurice Depret, Depret. There is a piece that has French lyrics in it. This is not that.
Oh,
This one is straight up an instrumental. And it is a waltz.
okay.
Yeah, I'm not usually a big fan of waltzes, but this one I liked.
Oh, I like a waltz.
You like a waltz?
I really do. In fact, I actually made a request, because I play in a band and we play a lot of marches. I was like, we should play a waltz because there was something that we were playing that actually has a waltz and as one of the movements, and the band played it really well. And I was like, oh, we should do like a Strauss waltz.
Okay, yeah,
I think that I do like a waltz. I really do.
Waltzes do remind me of carousels.
Oh,
Yeah, they do.
yeah.
Yeah, because they do. So there's that. I mean, that's a nice memory, but waltzes are typically not my go-to for instrumentals.
Okay.
Yeah, nonetheless.
Nonetheless.
This is a really nice version. So let's just jump right into it.
Yeah.
And here is April Smiles.
Definitely could hear your connection to the carousel
Yes.
in that particular rendition. Did sound like a band organ.
It did, didn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. It was good. I liked it.
Yeah, it was a waltz. Nothing too spectacular.
Yeah, it had kind of the opening motif kind of had the same sort of melodic bent as the na 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 na.
Oh yeah.
The Rossini's, was it Rance de Vache?
Yeah.
Call to the Cows.
Yes.
That's part of the William Tell.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or Looney Tunes.
Or Looney Tunes.
Yes.
But yeah, it was cute. I liked it. April Smiles.
April Smiles.
Okay.
Yeah, I was looking for a song that somehow tied together April and wine so I could make a shout out to one of my favorite Canadian bands, but I couldn't do it. But I still made the shout out, so I'm happy.
You still managed to shoehorn it in there.
I did.
Congratulations.
Thank you much. And with that, we are at the end of this week's show.
Aw.
Yeah, it's true. It had to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you all for listening in. You know, we do love putting the show together, and we love the fact that there's at least 14 of you out there listening to us.
Woohoo.
Yes. Hope you enjoyed the show as much as we enjoyed putting it together, and we will talk to you again next week.
Bye.